Warning, the following program contains graphic violence, strong language, explicit sex acts, and unbiased reviews, and hopefully a name Blue thinks is pornographic enough. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, welcome. Was that good enough? The intro done by Dub Beach.
What was my name again? Ivana
Cock.
Oh, I read it as Koch, Koch, and I'm like, oh.
Ivana Cock. So yeah,
I like how Andrews is very British. Cedric Shagswell.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be careful. This is somehow going to get me some strikes. I just feel it. Thanks for everyone joining. Thanks to the panel for being here. We're at episode 54, Player Pass. Thanks to Dub Beach for doing our intro. And he's doing a little intro each week to make it a little bit fun. He's just trying to have a good time. So we appreciate his work. And I'd like to thank the panel. Andrew, thank you for joining us today. You doing all right?
I am doing fantastic. Come on, England. Going to win?
Yeah. You know, that comes from,
Euros.
United States helping you over here, rooting for you.
Yeah, we've had lots of people pulling for the UK.
Yeah.
And soccer, so go way to go.
Not UK, just England.
Oh,
Just
England.
No,
Okay, just England.
UK.
Just get it straight. Get it straight. Hello, Blue. Thank
That's
you
like
for joining
saying
us.
North America versus U.S.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. We don't see it that way. Yeah.
I thought we are North America, all of it. So.
Yeah, except that if it was Canada and
There's Canada.
you don't say, we're cheering for North America. No, you're cheering for the U.S. or you're cheering for Canada. You're cheering for Andrew. I'm cheering directly for Andrew.
That's what I was doing.
His happiness is my happiness.
Yeah, it was mine too. I was so happy that when they scored twice.
Yeah, I was actually at lunch and I saw that they were up by 2 there at lunch yesterday, Tuesday.
I was in my brother's back garden in the bar, drinking beer and jumping up and down, screaming,
cheering on the team. So way to go! Nice to see everybody. Alban, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm hot. I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're hot already.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Oh Jesus! I need to record that just like have a little tape player.
Say what, you're gonna play the Blue and when she comes in from shoveling snow in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
When she comes in from shoveling snow, I'm gonna be like, "Did you get that driveway right?" Thank you.
Yeah. No. We both know who's shoveling the snow.
I hope that driveway's
it's not
clear.
Be you, Blue?
No, we're probably going to get a snowblower, if I'm honest. We'll shovel the stairs maybe, but definitely not the driveway.
Well, I can't drive on snow, so you know me. I'm dangerous. So thanks for everyone joining us. No, yeah, that's my
not
rule.
Used to it, so he basically said, I won't be able to go to work because we here in North Carolina when it snows nobody goes to work. It doesn't work like that here.
I just found that whole conversation sexual.
Yeah, he got a little excited.
But I got to do a recording for you too now, Andrew.
Okay, so we'll get back to the show. So, folks, this is Player Pass, where we review one movie, and this was a movie picked by the viewers last week for us to watch this week. And hold on a second, I don't get myself in trouble back over here with stop it. Sorry, I don't want to get myself in trouble with the movie playing in the background. So that it was picked last week by the viewers. So if you didn't like the movie that we had to watch this week, well, then vote so that we won't have to watch a bad movie next week. So we got that poll, and that is in the Telegram chat, and the links are down below. We have the Telegram group that you can go to. We got Player Pass link, but you can join in the Telegram group, and then you can vote for next week's movie, as well as being able to vote for Play or Pass for this particular movie, which is Fatherhood with Kevin Hart. And so,
I like Kevin Hart.
Just give a shout out to everybody out there. You forgot about your people out there.
Yeah, you guys got me all with all that other talk. Roger, thank you.
You got to make a recording for you, huh?
Yeah, I don't need it. But, Eddie, thanks for joining us. Roger the Beach, as he is the man of the hour that has the video. Thank you for joining us. James, thank you for watching us. 5:01. We were 2 minutes late. We were trying to get some stuff sorted out. Patty, thanks for joining us. Tim, as always, again, another regular watcher. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for watching us. Who else do we got over here? Who else do we have? Trevor, thank you for watching us. Shrinking Sharon, thank you for hanging out. She comes on the panel all the time. Daryl, thank you for joining us. Diana, another regular watcher and regular viewer, thank you for watching us. And the other people that are hanging in with us, thank you for all watching. And you are free to post on the side chat if you're watching this via YouTube. Post your thoughts as we go through, and I will throw those comments. As you can see, Diana's comments, I can throw them up on the screen. If I see a comment that somebody talks about the movie, I can throw it out there. And at the end of the show, or after we talk, the four of us talk, we will open up the panel, and you can come on to the show and tell us in your own words, what did you think of the movie? So that's how this format works. If you've never watched this before, that's how it goes. First thing we're going to do is go through.
Andrew's got a
Andrew.
up there.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
I just want to say happy 25th wedding anniversary to Diana and her husband.
Oh, happy anniversary!
I did see that, and yes, thank you. Good job, Andrew. I saw that earlier on Facebook. Yeah, happy 25th. It's got to be like silver or platinum.
Silver, that I think, isn't it?
Silver, like I think is.
I hope she got something good. Just remember.
Yep.
The love of her life. I saw that. So congratulations. And so we'll go ahead and run through the movies that are in the poll for next week's choices. So we'll do that first, and then that will kind of give you a little snippet. We'll see it. Alban will actually tell us about each of the movies because he's watched them all. So he'll be able to tell us a little snippet, just brief description about what the movies are.
I won't tell you much about it.
Yeah. Diana said, together 34 years. Awesome. Awesome.
That's great.
Yep. Some happy anniversaries.
I was 2 years old when they got together.
Well, maybe they got together when they were like 5. Maybe. Just guess. All right, so let's go ahead. Let me share my screen and share the tab. Hold on a second.
The Beach Blues 25th anniversary present to Dabs will be a silver snow shovel. Hopefully we live that long, the Beach. We are old already.
Yeah, and all my aches and pains. So let me go ahead. Yep.
One tab. Maybe.
All right. So this was the first one, and I'll go down the list, and you tell us. I don't know if you've watched this one.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it.
So go ahead. You can give a description.
Quiet Place. It was the part 2. We watched part 1 here on the show. It's just like you would expect from the first one of being jumpy, making you look behind you.
some
Not
jump
gonna give
scares.
and don't give anything away though.
No, that's what I'm going to say about it.
Maybe you should just read the descriptions for the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's going to turn into a review of each movie from up.
No.
This one was really good. It was very similar to the first one. It's like no,
you guys
don't say nothing.
All right, so
I don't want to know nothing.
And John Krakowski directed it too. False Positive. That one was with Pierce
Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. He was a fertility doctor. It's pretty good. With all these movies, make sure you always watch the trailers. We put them out there for you.
He puts them out there.
Yeah,
Albert puts them all. He puts them all out there. So
yeah,
that's a horror thriller movie.
Yeah, good on paper. That was with the Lisa Seislinger. It was pretty funny. It's a good comedy. Like a little bit of I guess like rom-com. But it's a good watch.
Okay, and then Lansky.
About Meyer Lansky, the Jewish guy that was in charge of Murder Inc., along with Bugsy Siegel and all those guys. It's like a biography of his life in a way. Okay. If you're into all that, it's really
a mobster movie.
Yeah, but based on true story.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a mobster.
Oh, a mobster. I think you said monster.
No, mobster.
Mob. Yes. New Order. This one is dubbed in Spanish subtitles. I happen to really like this movie. I thought it was a great movie. It got a 6.4. About basically the poor going after the rich people in not Mexico, but like I'm trying to remember where they're from, but it was a Latin country.
Yeah, it's like it looked like it just like coup d'état, and they like take over
they take over,
rise up,
and it takes a whole different perspective on things. The Birthday Cake, that one was it's got a really good cast. It's mob type movie, and a lot of the guys from Sopranos were in it, and Val Kilmer looks like
he is fat.
He's worse than fat. He's
been fat a long time.
Yeah, no, it's like he's which I think is true. I think he does have a trach now,
but he's had some problems. He
was fat way before that though.
Yeah,
he's been gross for a long time.
The Beach has got an opinion on this movie.
He has been gross for a long time. He was so sexy when he was younger. Ooh. I loved him.
Do you know what? I usually I watch all of the trailers for the movies that you put up. But this time, because since you added when you added A Quiet Place 2, I didn't bother because I knew what I was picking. But now that the Beach has said that, that the Beach has said that about the birthday cake, kind of makes us want to pick the birthday cake.
Well, you can still retract your vote.
And then we got Ice Road with Liam Neeson.
Yeah, he's a nice road trucker. With him and his, they have to get stuff way up to some people in Canada, who, because they can't have roads there in Canada. They have to travel across ice in their truck.
In some places, yes.
Yeah, in some places, yes. We all know that. Because we have a show that we watch called Ice Road Truckers.
Ice Road Truckers, because I was like, ooh, I like Ice Road Truckers.
Yeah. And that's why I had watched that because of that. But it was a good watch.
Another Pierce Brosnan? Is it Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah,
it's another one. Yeah.
Oh, he's making a comeback.
Yeah,
he's trying to pull a Liam Neeson.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's trying to make some money. He's back now in The Misfits, and with Nick Cannon and
Tim Roth. I love Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. Yeah, It was
Nick Cannon. I don't like him.
You don't?
You don't like?
No.
Okay.
Rob Roy? Did you ever see Rob Roy?
Yeah.
good in that. And the one called.
Well,
yeah,
this
so
this
they were
was a
all
little.
thieves, and
Yeah.
it's a like
Heist.
another heist movie. Yeah,
Another
a heist movie.
another heist movie.
Yeah.
Okay. So hey, but you know what? Speaking of heist movies, almost all the ones that we've watched, they've got more favorable votes
Yeah.
than negative votes whenever we do heist movies because you know what you're expecting on that. So
Right.
okay. What and then we have the
And
last
last
choice
one,
was the
The
resort.
Resort. This I don't want to knock the movie, but it was more like a what do you call it? A Candy Crush movie to me.
Okay. Ooh,
It
looky there.
didn't hold too much attention, but some parts were okay.
Yeah.
But
Looked like a cheesy horror movie when I
yeah,
looked at it.
yeah.
And I looked at the preview.
Yeah.
3.3,
Yep,
guys.
3.3.
Get your
Yeah.
votes in.
Yeah.
Get your votes in, or we'll be watching this.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
and that was it. So
Okay. All right. So we've got that. Let me hold on a second. Let me quit sharing so that I can do this correctly. So those are the movies to pick. You can go into the player pass, go ahead and vote on which one of those movies you would like us to watch and to review next week. We'll talk about that near the end of the show, but get in on Telegram, vote so that we're not forced to watch The Resort. Because whatever we're voted the most to watch, that's when we stick to it. Unfortunately.
Talk about votes. Just want to remind everyone, go out there and vote.
Yeah, and I'll vote for Fatherhood as soon as I get done. Hey, can I be first this time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, hold on a second. I don't want to make myself full screen. I'm gonna leave it like this so you can see it. Okay, Fatherhood. Kevin Hart, who I really like Kevin Hart. I find Kevin Hart really funny. I enjoy him. I enjoy his humor. And this little girl, Melody, she was in Them. And so last week I mentioned that. I was like, I've seen her in something. I remember her in Them, which was Netflix? I think it was a Netflix or Hulu thriller horror, kind of like Us, that TV series.
It was the same guy that made Get Out, right?
Yeah, I think so. I really enjoyed her in it. Kevin Hart, I liked it. I liked his running partner here, Little Rel. I thought that both of them played well together. This movie, to be honest, when it was all said and done, I walked away from it and I wasn't sure if I liked it or hated it. Because there's parts of it, and Kevin Hart does some good comedic jokes and keeps the things light. But then there was parts of this that kind of really pull at your heartstrings. Being a parent, I can't imagine being in the situation that he was in, especially a single father. I cannot imagine being in that situation. My child, thank God my child didn't have to go through that because she'd have had a bad life. So I enjoyed it. It had lots of funny parts that they try to keep it light, but I'm not sure. I really feel like Kevin Hart's trying to reach out and not try to be typecast. So I think he's trying to reach out and to be a little something different in this movie to show more range. I think that he was close with it. In my opinion, he was close with being out of that range or being not typecast. So I enjoyed it. But I actually had to go back and I was watching it today before the show and to get that second view and like, did I really like this? And I did. I found it funny, but some of the parts kind of pulled at my heartstrings. There's parts of this movie that really, as a parent, that really pulled at me. So I liked it. I'm not sure if I love it, but I liked it. So that's what I've got for it.
I'm going to go last, being the woman.
Okay. Want me to go? Or does the other dad?
Yeah, you go. Yeah,
I know Andrew's a dad, and I thought that this movie came out at the right time for Father's Day for the dads.
It did come out Father's Day weekend, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Father's Day weekend it came out. I was glad to see Kevin Hart, play a part where, he's like, okay, there are, black men that can, be fathers, instead of, the bad rap that a lot of guys get. Because his wife girlfriend dies, and he doesn't want to give up his daughter, which is the right thing, and he wants to take care of her, and he really loved her, just by even the little gestures of with the 2 kisses. I thought that was neat. I really did like the storyline. I thought him and Lil Rel are good together, because they bounce stuff off each other, like how Eddie Murphy and
Arsenio.
No, not Arsenio, but the other one there, from Martin Lawrence
from 24 Hours. Oh no, Martin Lawrence.
No, Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. Just the way how they bounce stuff off. Remember when we watched Life, how they would like bounce stuff off each other? I really appreciate it.
Andrew, did you mean 48 Hours? And that was with Nick Nolte.
Yeah, Nick Nolte. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfre Woodard was, I think she was great.
I always like her. Yeah, I think she's fantastic.
She's just incredible. Yeah. When he was trying, I thought he had like the best explanations of, with the baby shit, how first it's using it to, use it off the backboard, and put it in the trash, and when all that shit comes out all over the wall. I thought that was funny, and that's just the way a lot of the things how he would talk about, it's like he actually made me feel his struggles during the movie, and that's why I think I liked it. That's it from me.
All right, Andrew, what's your thoughts?
I'm in agreement with what Jim in the chat said. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I thought it was nice. It was a nice change for Kevin Hart to do, like something that was a bit more serious, and that's why I think I kind of agree with what Roger was saying. There's not as many laughs, or he says 0 laughs. I thought there was a few chuckles.
0. Yeah.
But I think it was an attempt at being a more serious type story, and that's why it wasn't like aimed so much at comedy, which everyone expecting from Kevin Hart anyway. But I think Kevin Hart's naturally funny, so even when he's not trying to be funny, he comes across as funny. And even like some of the moments where they're struggling is like the stuff when he's changing the baby's nappy on the bed. I'm thinking like I've done that before, and then he picks the nappy up and he just like instinctively puts it under his arm, and then when he pulls it away, the shit's all over his top. Like I laughed at that because that's something I would do.
Yeah,
it's that kind of stuff. That's the kind of funny stuff like I was taking from it. And I like the relationship with his friends as well. And I actually think that Anthony Carrigan, who I remember from Gotham, the TV show, he plays the hitman. I think he was one of the standout people in this because he's just like he was so likable, and I think the reason I liked him as much as I did was because the only other thing I've seen him in is Gotham.
Yeah, where he's really bad.
Such a serious, but he's still funny in that. But he's just such a serious character in that. And then this one, he's like he shows how funny, like, and how good he can, like, how diverse his acting is. The little girl was good. I didn't have a problem with any of the cast, to be honest with you. I thought the acting was quite solid. The story was obviously it's like an overplayed story. that's like we've seen many times before, and the only issue I had with it was it didn't show enough of his struggles as being a single parent, especially for being the single parent, being a father. And because I was thinking to myself, I would really, really, really struggle if it was just me and my kids, and that's because I know my partner she's the alpha. She knows exactly what's going on. She knows everything that's going on with the school stuff. She knows everything that's going on with like bills and stuff like that. I just pass the money on, and then I get her to remind me what's going on. Obviously I pay an interest. I'm not saying I'm a shit dad.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But she remembers a lot more than me, and she's a lot better. I think women are naturally better because obviously no, it's true though, because they carry the child carry the child. Like the father cannot do that. It's like physically not possible, no matter what twins tells you. It can't happen. So there's more of a connection there between the mother and the child, no matter what. And I just think, and obviously females are just, in my opinion, are just so much more sensitive to children's like needs and stuff like that, and they know a lot. They think a lot more about stuff than what men do, at least from my experience, as from my own personal experience of being a parent. So I think just like a lot of the struggles that they were showing him go through at the beginning was okay with like the baby, but then when she gets older, it's like they were trying to show stuff that he was having struggles with, but then they kind of like they're interfering with his job. Mm-hmm. But they didn't show it as much of it. They didn't really show it as much as a problem for him, because obviously everyone loved the baby and everyone like sympathized with him, but like it didn't like show that it can really interfere with your work life. Being a single parent, they kind of just like every obstacle that he came across, they kind of just made it really easy for him to get over it, which is like I kind of found not very realistic for what I would expect. So that was the only thing only gripe I had with it. But other than that, I thought it was pretty solid acting, pretty solid story. Basic story, but like I don't think that was I think the main thing was that we got to see Kevin Hart do something a bit more serious, and I think it showed that he can act in a different medium than just comedy. And I liked how they didn't have a lot of comedy in it, because then that would have just negated like his serious acting, which I think he is quite a good actor. And I kind of like you said, there was a few things that pulled on your heart in the very beginning bit. When he got all emotional, obviously when his wife had passed away, that was very believable. I found him believable with that. So I think he did a good job, and I think the rest of the supporting cast did a quite good job as well. And I don't think anybody like kind of ruined it. So yeah, it was pretty solid, okay movie. Not bad. I think the rating it got on IMDb like 6.5 or something like that. I think that's probably on the money.
6.7, yeah. I can see
7,
that. Yeah,
pretty solid.
Okay, Miss Blue.
Okay, so I actually liked this movie. Kevin Hart's acting, there were times where he was 100% believable, and there were a few other times where it's like he's almost there. And maybe it has part to do, like Andrew said, where, you know, when you're so used to seeing him in a funny role, it's like it's kind of hard to, like, it's hard
take him serious.
Yeah, it's like, but you know what? I think about Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks started out, all he did was comedies. And then when he switched over, for the first few, it was a little hard to watch him. But then after that, he became a great dramatic actor. So I think Kevin Hart, he's definitely on his way. The part with his wife, though, when she passed, that was 100% believable. But there were a few other little thingies where he looked like he was just trying to cry, or I don't know. It didn't quite 100% work for me. So like, I'd say he's like 90% there in his dramatic acting, but I was very, very impressed with him. So I just wrote down a couple of things that jumped out at me. I was pissed off when he went to that mom's group, there, or parents group, and they were rude to him at first. I thought, what the hell is that all about? Why? Because they're talking about bashing their husbands when he was coming in, so now they can't talk about men because there's a man there. I thought that was completely unfair. And if I had been in that room, I would have said, "Come on in."
I think they were trying to ostracize men.
But for Roger saying there was no funny laughs, no laughs in this thing, I actually thought that was the funniest part. when he's talking about the shit, he's like when the shit comes out, sometimes it's like stringing it together.
Yeah, he's describing it. Yeah, that was funny.
I was laughing my head off at that because that's so true.
Yeah, so like if I had been a mother in that group, I would have said, "Come on in." Like he could tell he was struggling. I mean, holy crap, that's what this group is for. So that pissed me off, actually. I liked the way they talked to his daughter. I liked how they talked to her like she was an adult and not a child, like not full on adult, but they didn't talk down to her. They didn't baby talk to her. They didn't do any of that. I love that. That's
because she was warmed up. She'd been watching the Leprechaun. So
she
was already part adult.
But Dad, they're about to wrestle.
Yeah.
One of the parts that took my heart was when he picks her up in the end and they're in the car together and he's staring at her and she's staring out the window. It made me think of my daughter, because there was, I don't know how many times in our lifetime where, I've just look at her like when you look at your child when they're sleeping and you're so in love with them, like they're, and being a single mom, I completely get the movie, because I've been a single mom since my daughter was 1. So I know how hard it is to hold down a job and to balance everything out in it. So watching him, I was proud of him. I mean, it's not a man or a woman thing. It's a do you love your kid, and are you willing to juggle your life around them, because you're going to have to. That was one of the only parts that I didn't like, is that so he picks her up in the end and he takes her back there. So what about his job? Like, is he still going to be traveling every month? Is he going to take her with him? Like, it felt so up in the air. I kind of felt like I was hoping at the end that he was going to choose to move there, because he did have so much family that loves them. And you know what I mean? I think if that was me personally, I think I probably would have moved, because besides his 2 friends that he had, oh wait, no, he had the woman too. Forgot about the woman. Never mind. I know I didn't move.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know. S03e13 Woodard there. She's always fantastic. First time I fell in love with her was movie Grand Canyon. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's Kevin Kline and Steve Martin and Danny Glover, and Kevin Kline meets Danny Glover, and he's the first real black man he's ever met, I guess. So he happens to know he knows this black woman, so he decides he's gonna set her up with him, and it's just hilarious, because when they first meet each other, they're like, "Are we the only 2 black people do you think that he knows?" And they're both like, "Yeah." It's like, but they end up hitting it off. But she was so adorable in that, but I love her. Now, the last thing I wanted to say, so I like the movie, is that Frankie Faison, the grandpa, Alfre Woodard's husband,
yep,
reminds me so much of Aubin. It's like almost freaking me out. It's the gray beard and it's the deep laugh and he's been around forever. But when I saw him right away, I'm like, oh my God, that's like Aubin's twin. I like that guy. So that's all I got to say about that. I liked it. I thought it was good.
That's why I'm best friends with Hannibal Lecter.
All right. Okay. So what I did is I went ahead and posted the link over here. So anybody that wants to join the channel or join the chat, you're more than welcome. And people that have watched us before, they'll click on the link and you're able to come in here and tell us what you think of this Kevin Hart movie. And like I said, I think one of the things I saw, what was it? Jim wrote, I liked it, but didn't love it. That's why, like I said, I had to go back and watch it a second time to just.
Yeah, I didn't love it either, but I did like it quite a bit. But maybe it's because I can completely understand the feeling of, what the fuck am I going to do now? Like, but it's totally doable for anybody that's out there that actually watches this video at some point or watches the movie. It's totally doable. Like I have a girlfriend, and she like me was single for a very long time, and she said one time to me, I don't know what I'm going to do because I really want to have a child. And I said, no offense, boys, but I said, you don't need a man to be a mom. So she got what do they call that?
artificial
Yes.
insemination.
Yeah, and she had a son, and she's the best mom, and she's doing it all on her own, and he's a great kid, and it's like made me so proud of her. So it's like you can do it. You just have to know that it can be very hard, but it's very rewarding and worth it.
Yeah. Oof. Glad I didn't go through that. That'd be tough.
No, but even being a normal parent, not even like single parents, harder. Yeah. But a normal parent, I mean, you know what it's like having kids. It's hard work. It's hard work all the time. But so worth it.
All right, so hey, we got some people in the chat. Blue, do you want me to put you on backstage so you can go get you something to eat?
Yeah, you heard her yell at her. Yeah, I'll be helping back.
All right, Roger.
Hey,
what's
everybody.
your thoughts? Thank you for joining us, bud.
Hey, I didn't enjoy this movie at all. I mean, the acting was good, the script was okay, but for me, if you're gonna have a comedy, you gotta have a laugh, and I really did not laugh one time in this movie. I knew as soon as they showed the basketball hoop above the trash bin, at some point I knew we were gonna see shits all across the wall. It just seemed to me that it was a lazy attempt. So I just didn't enjoy it. And I go ahead.
Roger. Did you know that the class this movie is a drama and not a comedy?
I seen comedy drama on IMDb.
Yeah, it's comedy and drama. It is both.
But I hate how they list movies nowadays because it's
Google just says drama.
Well, that's right, because there aren't any laughs in it. So Google is correct over IMDb. I didn't enjoy it. I checked the time remaining probably a half a dozen times to see when it was going to get over. And at the end, they didn't even answer if he took the damn job or not.
Yeah.
So it just seems really lacking to me. And I'm not the biggest Kevin Hart fan to begin with. I think his comedy is yelling. I don't enjoy his stand up. So I was not the target market for this movie, honestly. So that's all I got for this.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you for hanging out with us. What was your thoughts on Fatherhood?
Okay, Fatherhood, I really liked it. It brought back a whole bunch of memories for myself. First of all, I'd like to say this was made in Montreal. It was a Canadian movie.
And that has no bias and has no effect on his choosing if he likes it or not.
No.
Just joking. We know how.
Kevin Hart, I like him as a comedian, but I didn't think he could be like straight acting like he did. I was very surprised how he did it. The storyline I really liked. What I liked mostly is how both families came around him to support him, even though sometimes he wanted to do things his own way. Mm-hmm. But it's a fact that a man has to be a man, but he can't be a man and a mother at the same time. There's a separation between being a man and being a mother at the same time. The man has built-in protective thoughts that he has to portray to bring up a child. But with the support of the two families, on his mother's side and on his in-laws side, he got the support. But the end fact, he had to neglect it. I think he had to neglect his job a little bit to do what he had to do. So the choice was either I take the job or I take care of my kid, But another thing that I found in this movie, there was a short niblet of an actor. His name is Anthony Kevin. He's Canadian. He started off as a comedian, and I've never seen him doing a straight dramatic acting. I've heard that he's done other movies, but when I saw his face, I said, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't know, he can get into serious, acting, but, it's just small niblet. But I really
he was the ER doctor.
Yeah, he was the ER doctor, but he's a French Canadian. But I really like this movie, and it it brought me to okay. At the age when I got married, my father died 3 months after, and I inherited my sister from my father's second marriage, and she was only 3 years old. So that's why I can relate to it. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. Miss Sharon, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining the show. What was your thoughts on Fatherhood?
Before I speak real quick, I watched it with my daughter because at first I thought it was a little kind of a kid's movie because a little girl in it. So she did end up watching it with me, and she wanted to tell you really quickly how she felt about the movie.
Okay. All right.
Here you go. You got to speak up, Brooklyn. Okay. Tell them real quick.
Hi. I liked the movie a lot. The part that the thing that I really loved about the movie was how he cared for his daughter.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He really did love her.
Oh my God, you sound adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Hey, Brooklyn. Thank you for letting us know what you thought.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Right.
You're welcome to come on anytime you watch a movie that we cover. You're able to come on and tell us what you think.
Okay, then. Bye.
Yeah,
now I can let my daughter watch it.
Yeah. I forgot when she watched Annie. She watched the other movie with me, and I forgot. And she was like, "I wanted to tell them when we watched the other Disney movie that we watched the other week." And I was like, Cruella. Yes, and I didn't have her come on. I was like, "I'm sorry. Well, next time you watch a movie with me that's kid friendly, I'll see if you can come on." But I really like the movie too. I accidentally gave a spoiler alert, which I never saw the movie before. But in the beginning of the movie, when the movie first started, they showed him at the church, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, the wife must have died." And she said, "Oh no, I'm not going to watch this movie with you because you're already telling the movie." And I was like, "Well, maybe he's at the church because they're going to have a christening for the baby or something." And sure enough, the wife ended up dying, and it's showing in reverse what happened and stuff. And I agree with Andrew. I wish they would have gave more in depth about what happened. Him having more struggle with the with the fatherhood. I wish they would have went into not so much of being a teenager, but a little bit of preteen, like puberty, or more of the struggle of him having the child care. Like for example, even when she went in the women's thing, when she was going through the colic and didn't know it was a colic and needing to do the vacuuming. More of the struggle of remember at first she gave him a hard time, and she was like, if you don't do these things that I need you to do by the child, then you're gonna have to come here with Minnesota. I wanted to see him go through more of a real life struggle it was to be a single father than what he did, because it did seem like stuff came a little easier to him, and then with the job thing, I think he turned around because he kept hinting that he wanted to give the job to his friend. So I think at the airport, when he saw that girl talking to her dad or parent on the phone, he did make his decision. I think he gave the job to his friend that was sitting across from him.
Well, yeah, so he said, I trust you.
Because he kept saying, I trust you, I trust you, I trust you. So I think that particular job, he decided to give that assignment to his friend. Now, did he take the London assignment that was next? I'm not sure, but I know that assignment he gave to his friend because he kept saying, I trust you, I trust you. So I feel like that assignment he gave to his friend. But, with the, and then with the school thing, that right there, much as I agree with a lot of his fatherhood thing, I didn't completely agree with him going against the rules of the school. If the school had a rule that they went to a school where she was supposed to wear a uniform, he should, kind of have her, wearing the right kind of uniform, not having to wear pants to send her up to be bullied, But I pretty much liked the movie. So that was my take on the movie.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you very much. Duh Beach.
What's happening? I was like Andrew said, it's like I've seen this movie many times before, but I really can't just name it down the storyline and everything. I did find the part when he went to the support group. To me, that was the funniest part in the whole movie. and I thought Kevin Hart did a good job acting in it. But it's one of those things, like you say, the player pass. Would you suggest it to a friend to watch? For me personally, no, because I don't know any of my friends that would enjoy it. But was it a bad movie? No, not after Aubin told me to watch The Birthday Cake. Jesus Christ.
Gotcha.
Oh, Jesus.
But Lorraine Bracco, come on. If you said that you were a Sopranos fan, that's why I told you to watch it.
I watched it, and I regret watching it.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, Fatherhood, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I don't regret watching it, but I wouldn't I can't recommend it to any of my friends because I don't think they would enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's
I think a lot of it is like where you are in your life and what experiences you've come into, and
totally.
Just like with the little girl. I mean, I have a daughter, and so there's aspects of when he was looking at her, and there's decisions and that feeling. I don't know, it's just pulled at me because of my own experiences.
Trying to do her hair for her.
Well, I didn't ever have to do that because I just would be like, baby, we'll just put that in one ponytail. White hair is a lot easier. You just
that's what I'm saying. You guys have to look at the other side of this,
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, it was a little bit easier in that aspect, but yeah, there was just aspects of it that, and when he says, I gave her colic. I knew I gave her colic. I gave my baby the colic. And I
didn't wash my hands, and then I touched the baby, and I gave her colic.
I gave her the colic. And I did find that funny. And I guess because also with the colic part, I mean, my daughter had colic. So I remember those, and I cannot imagine being a single parent with a kid with colic. And because I remember with my ex and us having to, when my daughter had colic, I would be in there for a half hour, 45 minutes, and you get to that point of, I can't take this anymore. I mean, you're tired, you got to go to work the next day, you're frustrated, you're discouraged, all those feelings. And I would get to a point, I'm like, I got to walk away because I'm at that point of like, this is how
Isn't that wonderful that you have a partner that can actually step in?
Yes.
It's not so much fun when you don't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I can't imagine being in that situation and not have somebody to tap in to say, come get in the game because I'm about ready to go over the ropes, And so that part, when he was doing that, I was thinking, I can't imagine that.
What part was kind of important to me too is at the very end when him and Alfre Woodard hug, because like as much as you see his grief and they don't get along, she's grieved, like she is grieved too. This is her child that died, and it's like he for a long time I didn't feel like he gave her any credit for that. Do you know what I mean? Like he was kind of rough on her. She was rough on him too, but it was kind of like she's grieving too. You're going through the exact same thing. The two of you. Yeah. So that was cute there.
Yeah, it's definitely good. So let me see. While I'm thinking of it, folks, jump in the room, player pass for let me go ahead. Wait, I thought I already voted.
No, you didn't.
Oh, all right. Well, let me take 1 second, make sure I get my vote in here because I don't want to.
That's why you should vote after you watch the movie.
I should vote. I should vote before we have a show. Yeah. So,
it goes to everybody out there.
I can't even make comments about being late on stuff, seeing as I was watching the end of the movie as this show started.
I said she pulled an Andrew.
You still go vote now, right?
My God, I was bad.
Yeah, I think I voted.
Yeah, Andrew, as we were getting ready to roll the credits, she was finishing the movie.
Yeah, it says view results. Yes, I did.
Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the point now where we do player pass. And as DeBeach says, player pass, we on the scale is, would you recommend this to somebody else or would you not recommend this to somebody else? And we're going to say recommend this to a friend because maybe you'd recommend a bad movie to someone you don't like. And I think that's probably what happened with Alban and DeBeach. He said, yeah, watch Birthday Cake because he doesn't like the beach. So no, player pass.
No way.
So player pass. Would you recommend this? Would you not recommend it? If you're not on the panel, put it over on the right-hand side. Also vote in the room so we kind of have a tally. It's easier to tell on that. And we'll go through the panel, and we're going to start with Miss Blue. So she's down there on the bottom. Blue, play or pass for this movie, Fatherhood.
I would recommend this to my friends. I would.
All right, nice. Da Beach.
I will give it a pass, but it's not a pass bad enough to make it on the hand. So that is a plus.
That's a plus then.
Yeah. That speaks.
Did the birthday cake make it to your arm or not?
No, I haven't written them back on there since Blue accused me of never taking it back.
So
maybe we'll make a T-shirt for you.
This show. Well, yeah, you'll get some hurt feelings on this show. All right, Roger, play or pass for this movie?
Yeah, I could not recommend this movie to somebody else, so it's a pass for me. It wasn't a horrible movie. It's just not my cup of tea at all.
Okay, thank you for.
Ain't no Windy City Heat.
No.
Good. All right, Eddie, play or pass for this movie?
I'd recommend this movie as like a life experience. I recommend it as a play.
Yeah, good. All right. Shrieking Sharon, what about you guys? Play or pass? You got 2 votes because you got
That's
you.
Right, a double play.
Yeah, double play and at Shrieking Sharon's house. She gets a double play.
My daughter.
Yep,
she got Brooke. The movie.
Yep, she got her.
Let me have her come in and tell her. Yeah. I'll have her come in just a second.
She gets a 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brooklyn said she liked the movie.
Oh my God, she sounded so cute.
She had to be about 10 years old, right?
Play.
All right.
Say play or pass.
Brooklyn, did you give this a play or a pass?
Play.
A play.
Right.
So Brooklyn gives it a play. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. All right, Andrew, play or pass for this?
I agree with Brooklyn.
All right, he's going with Brooklyn.
It's relatable to fathers. I think everyone who's a father here, even Roger who didn't like it, probably found something in there that might have been relatable.
Well, when my first son was born, he was born in August. In November, we flew to Florida to have Thanksgiving with the family, and on the way home, after the first connecting flight took off, I was holding him on my chest on the airplane, and he pooped his pants so bad his diaper exploded and covered me in feces. So I had 2 hours in the air covered in poop.
No offense, Roger, but I feel even worse for the people sitting around you who didn't bring a kid with them on the flight.
They were pissed. They were pissed.
Yeah, it's like, we didn't sign up for this.
And, I wanted to take my shirt off, but that was against airline regulations. You have to wear a shirt, so I had to sit there for 2 hours covered in poop.
Yeah, they just made that rule up especially for you.
Yeah. Bastards.
Yeah, and I'm thinking back then maybe you could smoke a cigarette on the plane, so maybe everyone needed to light up a cigarette. So
I can relate to things in this, and my daughter was colicky, and it was the worst 6 months of my life, So I can relate. I just think comedies should have laughs in them.
Yeah.
All right,
It didn't really feel like a comedy.
They did have a comedy scene at the very end. Did you watch the credits where he took his daughter to school?
Yeah,
and he said he was dressed in uniform.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That was.
The thing is, though, to me that wasn't a comedy. That was a drama with a little bit of comedy.
Wasn't it?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
They marketed it. as a comedy drama,
Well, that's just because Kevin Hart's in it, and Kevin Hart's going to draw a certain audience. People are like, Kevin Hart. I mean, when Little Ray or Little Rel, when they're in the park and she walks and he goes, somebody's cutting some onions around here or something.
That's Todd.
Hey, I think that's why y'all didn't like the number 23, because you expected it to be funny because Jim Carrey was in it.
No, it was just garbage, Sharon. I'm sorry.
That is a terrible movie too.
Look at she's all over, guys. She's got Andrew's back on that movie constantly.
I love Jim Carrey.
I think the comedy bit. The comedy bit comes in when you sit and watch it with your partner, and she's laughing because she's laughing at you, thinking about you being in that situation, and laughing at the fact that you would do such a bad job, just like he did. So that's where the comedy comes from. It's your partner laughing at you, knowing that you wouldn't do half as good a job as what she.
She's like, you lucky you ain't.
I'm just talking personally, to be honest with you. I'm being from a personal point of view. That's what would happen to me if I sit and watch it with my partner.
She'd be like, you could only hope to be that good.
Yeah, Flick Chick said with Kevin Hart, you would expect comedy. True, but it's nice that he's branching out. I mean, at some point, you can't just be the stand-up guy anymore. You can't. Not if you want to be an actor, anyway. Otherwise,
I don't know.
That part when she's crying.
I saw his last live show out of his. Did you guys see his last live show out of his house there that he did? It was fantastic.
That was good. I did like that one. Alvin, play or pass?
Did Andrew go?
Yeah, Andrew said play. He said he was with Brooklyn on that one.
All right, I'm a play.
All right, and I'll give it a play, not a mass play, but I'll give it a soft play for, I guess, certain friends. I think my single friends wouldn't like it, but
they wouldn't get it.
No, there's things that are reliable, but I give it a play. I think that's for me the 6, like Andrew said, 6.7, 6.8. I'll give it. That's fair. I think that's a fair score.
I'd watch it
for the rating. Yeah.
But that to me is my telltale. I'd watch it.
Yeah. So
okay. I want to burn that copy that I have. For example, Roger.
I just want to say for the people who haven't voted in Telegram or who don't use Telegram to vote, if you could let us know in the chat here in this in here on YouTube, and let us know so we can at least include your vote. Yeah.
I see. Flick Chick. Well, I think Flick Chick said she didn't see it yet. So
okay.
And I think we got all right. And on in Fatherhood online, what is it? 79% and 21.
It's
79% play.
It was cute.
21% pass.
Yeah. So that's
pretty good.
Yeah, 11 to 3.
Okay. So, all right. So we got that.
Now,
all right. So where do we stand on next week's movie? Because this basically has more plays than passes. There was a couple passes, so it's not a unanimous. So there is some votes against, but it's a play for the most part for most of our people that watched it. Alban, where do we stand on next week's movie?
On next week's, it looks like it's A Quiet Place 2.
Okay.
It's got 7 votes. And
don't tell us what you thought of it, Alban.
No, I won't. and in second place came New Order. So
shout out to my guy Bill Cosby. Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah,
Rodani. No,
I don't know if we'll have space for New Order next week in next week poll.
Okay.
So just you can, with everything else that's there, watch it if you want,
Yeah, because that Chris Pratt movie, The Tomorrow War, comes out, Friday on Amazon?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be popular.
Yeah.
And again, and that's one of the reasons why we pick movies. We're trying to do our best to stay current and give people a choice, but it's difficult at times when there's too many choices. But so I will say this with Alban, if you're in the Telegram group, guys and gals, the great thing about this, Alban puts the movies in there, then he puts the trailers in there, so they're in 2 different groups. So you can check out those trailers, and you may, if it doesn't, just because it doesn't make the show, and as he said, the New Order, is a movie that's not probably going to make the show, but is a very good movie. So that may be a good place when you're thinking, what do I want to watch? Take a look at that list, because that can help you narrow it down.
Well, Black Widow next week as well, they're saying in the chat.
Yeah.
Black Widow and
also
Tomorrow War or whatever.
I have the.
Also, there's nothing stopping people. There's nothing stopping people like watching any of the other movies and then talking about it the next week. You can still talk about it and tell us what you thought, and then other people might I might go and watch that. So it's not just about it's not just about the movie that gets picked.
I changed my vote on A Quiet Place 2 to The Resort because I saw The Resort had a 3.3 rating. It's really going to make everyone else suffer.
I saw I looked at the trailer on Resort, and I kind of like started to fast forward through it. I was like, I don't know, this looks this looks something. But so one of the things we also do on the show is we'll have the live show here. This is the live stream. It goes out there to everybody, and after the show's over, we usually will have like an open time where there's the after show where people can come and join. And if you want to talk more movies on the after show, that is not broadcast on YouTube or out of nowhere, but you can talk movies with the other people that are on the panel. And some people jump on the panel after show because they don't want to come on during the show, if that makes sense. And I know Alban has he's through Telegram. He's been checking out that video chat.
Yeah, we have video chat now in Telegram. So just like how we could do a voice chat, and then we could do a video chat and have up to 30 people in there.
Yeah.
So just make sure that you have the latest updated Telegram app on your device, and you'll be able. I don't know if you want to do the after show in there tonight. That's
well, we get once we get off of here, we can talk about it, and then if you want to kick that, we can send people over there. Flick Chick, that is that's spam, that's malware, whatever you want to call it. When you pops up that XVID codec thing, that is spam. Don't install it. Don't go to that website. That is just spam. So you need to go and relook. There is links to to some of these movies that you don't need to. So if you see that's spam, that's malware. Don't click it. Don't go to the website. Just back out and try something else.
It's somebody who's uploaded something garbage.
Well, when it comes up that XVID thing, it's that XVID codec, and it says go to this website to update.
Yeah, but that's on the actual. It's on the actual upload. It's the actual thing that was downloaded or the link. That's what does that. It's on that, is it not? I've gotten those pile of times.
I've gotten those also.
Those are that 0.76, which is malware. That 0.76 gig. When say the movie's not out yet, but then they'll say this movie's available, and people click it says 1080, and you click it and it comes up with that. And if you go to that website and install it, that is malware that is going to install.
But it's not an RD thing. It's upload thing.
But it's just because
wherever RD pulled it from.
Yeah, it gets put on there. Yeah, it gets put. Someone's uploaded that.
I've gotten those a million times before RD.
Are people getting that on an email?
No, when you try to click the link. When you try to click the link.
Okay. No, but the message itself is say you get a message from RD.
It'll pop up on your TV if you're trying to play a link.
Yeah.
Okay.
The movie when the movie starts, it's not the movie. It just says you need this codec. Go to blah blah blah.
Okay. I get a lot of it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a scam.
Just don't go. So the movie for next week is Quiet Place 2. That is the movie we're going to do next.
Already
week.
Added to Trakt.
Added to Trakt, and that is in the show descriptions also. So for you guys that are Trakt users, Blue lists every single movie that we watch, and that is also a great way if you integrate Trakt to your Kodi. It's a great way to if like in Shadow has it,
You'll
or
see all the movies you watched.
Yeah, and it makes it so easy to you click on that particular movie.
The first one will be the latest. It's in order from when we.
Yep. Hello, Sim. Thanks for joining us. So that's it for all we have today. I'll run through the people on the chat real quick. Who's on the panel? Blue, anything you want to say before we go?
No. Everybody have a nice evening.
Thank you. Beach.
I hope my air conditioner doesn't die, or I will.
Yeah, it is warm. Roger.
Well, it looks like with next week's pick of Quiet Place 2, it looks like we're going to be 4 freaking movies in a row that I hate, but that's all right. I made you
Make a list, Roger. Make a list.
I made you all watch Windy City Heat, so I deserve it.
But I will give you The Package was one of my favorites.
I love it. That's still on my Plex. That'll never be deleted off my Plex.
Yeah. And if you've not watched our show in the past, The Package.
Oh,
look it up.
Oh yeah.
Speaking
That
of comedies,
is a classic.
Now that one you'll laugh
It's
the
classic.
whole way through.
It's classic. Eddie.
Great show, but remember Friday, Summer of Soul on Disney Plus. Thanks, Alvin.
No problem.
we know he's gonna push the musicals. All right, Shrink and Sharon. Thank you for hanging out with us. Anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, thank you for blessing me to be on your panel. Another great show today, and check you out Friday on Streaming Matters.
Yes.
And Sharon,
yes,
your daughter's adorable.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
She is. My little heart can't take it.
Andrew, anything you want to say before we go, bud?
The package was great, but then it went downhill from there, Roger.
I agree.
All right, Alvin, anything you want to say before
You should have left that till last.
Well, I guess we need to know from Andrew, when do we have to look for his next game to root for him? Because he's already, been pounding the
Saturday.
Saturday, okay. What time is it there?
Saturday, 8 p.m. UK time. England against Ukraine, quarterfinal.
Okay.
England should win. They should win.
It should
That's
win.
3:00 East Coast time.
Yep. Okay. I want to thank everyone for coming out, and we'll see you guys on Friday. And make sure you do your homework. I might even try making up a list of movies that we haven't watched that didn't get voted on, and maybe like make another file and put it out there, like how we put the ballots out. So people could at least print up a list that they can have sitting next to them of, I'll watch this.
I've been
Alvin's
ever
pick.
since you've been adding the trailers and stuff, and I've seen them or whatever. That's really
Going back
helped me add stuff to my Plex that I wouldn't even have thought of.
Everything hits my Plex.
Yeah.
That's why I watch them all in a row. I might as well just watch them,
All right. Well, thank you, Alvin. And again, this is a great way of doing it. You can do it. Like I said, you could do the Alvin's picks, because he watches a lot of movies, so he stays on top of it. So thanks to everyone on the panel. Thanks to everyone on the side chat. If you've watched the show, thank you. This show is just about, did you like the movie, not like the movie, and us to have some fun. Next week is Quiet Place 2. Friday will be Streaming Matters, where we still got more drama going on with all kinds of file sites. So that we'll try to tackle some of that and explain some of that to you guys, and hope maybe we'll have 2 or 3 more websites or applications that you get to do that you can share your APKs with, because it seems to be still a struggle and a focal thing for everyone's searches. So we'll see. See what happens. Thanks for everyone watching. Join us on Friday and for Player Pass next week.